Let me introduce you to the sponsor of today's video, Airalo.
Shopify is the global commerce platform.
I want to tell you guys about Experian.
And that leads us to our sponsor of today's video, Function of Beauty.
The Shop app is my favorite way to shop on my phone.
If you had to guess, what would you say the creator economy is worth right now? I'll save you the Google. It's over $250 billion. So how is it then that we still meet creators every day who are struggling to get even $200 per video? And that's leading people into a place where they're suffocating their own business, where they can't make more videos, they can't make better videos, and they can't hire people to help them make videos. It's a trap that we see way too many creators comfortable in, and we want to help you out of it. So let's dive into what makes a creator truly valuable, how to build stronger relationships with great brands, and how to get the snowball rolling so you can flip the profit switch on and to go beyond a creator with some income and some contractors into a true content business.
The key thing to just any sale is having a strong pitch, or in this case, because we're dealing with digital marketing, probably a pitch deck. You know, something that looks super professional. It establishes that you're a trustworthy business. It communicates key metrics quickly because people are busy, and then also it shows the results you can actually deliver. Because in the end of the day, that's what matters.
In the pitch deck, things that you want to be doing, identifying your audience for the brand so the brand doesn't have to be doing any thinking. You want to be able to just break it down so they don't have to do any thinking. So if they were an electrolyte brand, break down why your audience buys electrolytes. Why are they likely to convert into sales? What have you done in the past that will convert into sales for that thing? And while that might mean customizing your portfolio or your pitch deck, depending on who you're sending it to, that can be a good idea. Ultimately, you should have some pretty good demographics around your audience, the sort of things that they're into, so that the brand can identify really quickly, I think my product's suitable for them. I'm going to go with them. Make it as easy as possible for them to understand how adding say it's $500 or $5,000, you've got to justify why is it $5,000 and not $500? Well, because I have a high converting audience. They're in this income bracket. They're from this place. They purchase these goods frequently. That will give the brand a really good idea that, this might actually be a sound investment.
Yeah. I really like the idea of also customizing the pitch deck. It's like a resume. Because in the end of the day, you're pitching for business. That's what you're doing as a creator. You are pitching for someone to pay you lots of money. And if you can't spend 20 minutes trying to make a really good pitch, it's the same as why people don't write custom resumes. If you write a custom resume, you stand out on top. You write a custom pitch, you stand out on top. I can choose 50 creators, all in a similar niche. Why am I choosing you? Because your pitch was the best. Have a strong pitch because you're going to establish yourself as an authority straight away.
People will accept that you want more money than everyone else. A lot of the times these brands will be doing a blanket campaign and they might be spending money across 20, 30 people. They might want to get an average of a certain amount per creator, per sponsored video, but if you've presented a much better offer to them, they can see the synergies better from the outset, from one PDF. They're more likely to put you in the top end versus the bottom end of let's just get as many videos out as possible. They'll treat a few of them as the top 5, the top 10 in the campaign, and they'll pay those more money and they'll accept paying more money for those people.
And we've seen this in actual practice. We've spoken to both sides. We've spoken to the brand and the business doing it, and we've seen their interactions, and we know that it does. It's very interesting, but we'll keep going because some of these points cross over. Number 2, improve your sales skills. You're selling. This is the thing. You are selling yourself to a business. So the better you are at selling your offer, the more you're going to convert, right? So if you're very strong, if you have all the answers and you know, and you present with confidence and authority, people are going to see that and they're going to go, I want to buy from this person.
A lot of the time, a business might want to spend money and they might not want to spend what you ask. If you deliberate over, I don't want to ask too much, or they'll say no. If you spend too much time doing that, and then you end up getting less because you're I tried to give you the exact price you'd want, as opposed to just saying, this is my price, this is my value, hi, buy. If they don't want to spend it, you're just going to waste time.
So another one that's super powerful, this is in any business, but as creators especially, it's improve your communication speed and your response rate. So there's a famous Harvard study, everyone quotes it, but businesses that respond to leads within 5 minutes were 100 times more likely to contact the lead than if they waited 30 minutes, right? So 25 more minutes meant you're 100 times less likely to convert. Now that's a lot. So if you do the numbers and you're doing, 10 calls, and you're 100 times more likely because you just responded to the email, why would you not do that? That's something you should really focus on. Communication in this day and age is so important. A lot of businesses fail here, even established businesses. If you can be quick, as soon as you get that question or something, you get on it and you can deliver a pitch. Like if you can reply with a pitch deck and say, thanks so much, you are miles ahead. Or even if you just said, hey, thank you so much for reaching out. I'm just going to prepare some stuff for you. I'll have it back to you in an hour. And then you deliver on that promise. They can already see you're reliable, because the problem here as well is a lot of creators don't communicate. They are not reliable. So that's the experience that most brands have had. So if you can instantly, by just the first touch, show that you are not like that, you're going to put yourself and set yourself up for success.
Yep. And maintain that the whole way through the relationship. So if someone asks you where a video's up to that was meant to go out, answer them immediately. Get back to them immediately. Because what you want to do is build these long-term relationships that you can start putting the prices up, because you prove that you've delivered more value over video after video. And they're not going to want to do that if they've had a bad experience any of the way through. So treat it like it's a real business, because doing that is going to unlock you freedom. Yes, you're tying yourself to your emails temporarily, but the money that comes in as you can increase your prices and do all of that is going to buy you freedom, because you can start editing and producing and having all of these things outsourced. So you'll buy your time. You've just got to sacrifice it early on.
Now that leads straight into increase your prices. So this is one of the scariest things for most people and in most businesses. They're scared of increasing your prices. But if you don't put up your prices over time, as inflation grows, you actually end up not making money. It's just fun. It's funny how it works, but you actually end up not making money. So the easiest way to improve or increase profit is by increasing your price, because your costs stay the same and your profit increases as your pricing goes up. Now, you're instantly going to be making more money, which is amazing. And the way you test this is every time you sign a new client, put up your price a little bit more and keep testing until you stop converting or you notice conversions drop off. It's going to get harder to convert, but you're going to get a higher caliber customer every time, because this is very important, but people actually value how expensive something is more. So if you put up your prices, they're going to see, I spent $10K on that video, it's worthwhile, as long as they get results, obviously. But they're going to say, oh, this was really good because I got this. They're going to justify it in their own mind. It's like why people buy expensive things. So if you look also, when people look at comparing and see like, oh, that guy's 200, that guy's 2,000, that guy's 5,000, they're going to automatically assume that the 5,000 is better, even though it isn't. The key there is to make sure you actually deliver, right? So it's the simplest way to increase. Even if it's going from 500 to 550, you can move slowly. But you can, every time you're doing that, you're adding $50, you add $100, you add $200. Now, guess what? That's an edit for free, depending on your edited costs, obviously. But if you're in that $250 kind of per edit for a short video, you've just made your edit for free by just increasing your price. So now your margin's bigger. It means you can now go and do more. So the next skill that you need to level up your money potential is the ability to overcome objections. So this lands back into sales bucket, but there's lots of ways you can do this. So as your prices increase, you're going to start receiving more objections, because people know it's just not worth it. I'm not going to see $5,000 return from you doing one video. But you can counter this in a few ways. One of them is money back guarantee. So if you don't deliver on your promise, you get refund half or the full. Depends how you want to go and how confident you are in your offer. Obviously, if you can offer, I'll give you a full money back guarantee, that's going to make the buyer very comfortable, right? The brand's going to be, oh, well, it must work. And then other ways you can do it is with testimonials. So if you've worked with brands before and you have delivered on that, you can then go, all right, here's what all my other customers have said at that price point, and I've delivered for every single one of them. From there, you can also overcome the objection with spend. You could have a lower rate, but it has a high unlock with performance, right? So this leads straight back into the next point, which is incentivizing performance. So it's another way to earn more money. This is my base rate, but for anything over X views, there's additional unlock. So I want to be paid more money for those, because then that's incentivizing you to perform. It's keeping the risk kind of in your court, but it also rewards you to over deliver.
Getting the objection and offering the money back guarantee, you need to be speaking to the people about what sort of outcome they're after. When they email you or you email them and you're starting this negotiation, what are they trying to get out of the video? And once you put a price up and they object to it, they'll say like, oh no, that's way too expensive. You're like, well, what are you selling? What are you hoping to make per dollar you spend? And then work back from that, because usually that price objection is going to come from 5,000 is too much money, because they know in the past they've used a different creator, they spent 2,000 and they only got one sale or they got three sales. But your audience might be very different. They might buy a lot more or might convert way higher, and you can handle that objection when they say that's too expensive. What result were you hoping to get? And that's where you can put the guarantee in. So once they tell you what result they're hoping to get, say, oh, well, like for that much money, I'd expect 100 sales. And you're like, I know I can get 100 sales. And obviously you need to know that you can do this before you guarantee it. Otherwise, you're probably just making videos for free because they're not going to have to pay for them. But if you know you can guarantee it, you're like, I'll definitely clear whatever number they're expecting. Don't tell them a number you can get them to give you the number that they're expecting and tell them whether or not you think you can clear it. And that's where the guarantee and then the performance bonus comes in.
Lots of ways to skin that one, but it's definitely something you want to build. And that's where your sales skills come in. You need to be confident that you can deliver. And obviously you have to be able to deliver. You can't just be confident and then not deliver. That's completely the wrong way around. Another way to secure or increase the value is by actually locking in annual deals. So you can do this. This is a nice way as well. You could say like my average video cost is 5K if you do it an a la carte, whatever, as you go. Or if you lock in for a year, one video every quarter or one video every month, I can reduce that to 2,500. So it looks like a big discount. But what that's doing for you is it's securing revenue now. You're pulling it from the future to the present, which means you can invest that money into your business right now. So you're actually going to, by the end of this year, you can actually start using, if you directly invest that money back into editing and packaging, you're actually going to create a better product, because that's really what you're trying to do is you create the best product to deliver the best results. You pull that money from the future in, you've guaranteed it, you've locked it in. Now, obviously, they have to agree and lock in. They can't say, yeah, I'm going to agree, and then just not do it and just get one video. So you really want to, like, if you're going to discount by a substantial amount, it's a prepayment. You're buying it in the upfront to deliver. Now, obviously, you're going to have developed a lot of trust. This is why your pitch decks and all those kind of things are important, testimonials, referrals, etc. But this is a really good way, and this is for most businesses, is if you can lock in annual, you really can help yourself in the short term, because your cash flow is going to be secure. You know you're going to be able to do those edits. You know everything's going to work, as long as you're investing that money back in the business, not spending it elsewhere.
And just be ready to do those things if you're working with bigger brands at the right time of year for them and their marketing budget cycles, because usually they'll get budget at a certain time of year, be that July or whenever their financial new year is, and they have to spend it by a certain time. They have to plan for it in advance. So those sort of bigger annual deals, commitments to spend, need to be done at certain times for bigger businesses.
All right. Another way you can really increase your earnings from your sponsors is by having last minute ad spots. Now, obviously, if you don't fill every single video slot, you're losing money. Every video that goes out without a sponsor is lost revenue. If you find that happens, either you need to get onto your sales to make sure you're filling that pipeline, or if you're just noticing it doesn't come in cycles, there is the ability to like, hey, or if you do a quick video, right? Like you just do a quick reaction video or something and you want to get it out. You're like, well, I have this offer where you can do last minute ad spots. Now, having a mailing list and stuff like that's going to be super important. And you can have really aggressive discounted rates where the actual advertiser doesn't have much input, because obviously you use like the sale here is, I'm trying to do a video quickly. I don't have 2-3 weeks. I have a couple of hours. I need to get something out, but it's heavily discounted, and it's going to really just be me talking about your product quickly. And if you're willing to take that up, go for it.
So that's a really good spot to put the brands that you don't overcome their price objections. So you do all the other stuff we talked about before. It's still not like, it's too much for me. You say, well, how about like I just put you on this list and you get first dibs on the next video that comes up where I have a discounted thing, and you let them know when that happens. And you could have multiple people in there, so everyone could be saying, yeah, I want it, and whoever gets in first gets it.
I really love that strategy. I think it's very good, especially as you do more content. Right. So the next one here is, I guess I'm going to talk about this one next, which kind of leads on, is the actually producing more content. Funnily enough, it's quite a simple way to make more, just do more volume. So if you're producing 1 a month, let's go to two a month. Obviously, it costs more money, takes more time, but if you can now start generating more income, you can now afford to do more. You can afford to have another editor, outsource more, do thumbnails out, do the script out, so that you can just do the content, film it, and then move on. And if the more you produce, the more ad spots you have, the more places you can fill, and the more money you make. It's quite simple. It seems stupid. It's like, yeah, cool. But if you just double your output, you double your revenue. It's very, very simple. And you don't even have to put up your prices. Now, that's one that I definitely try and optimize for, but you do need to optimize your workflows and your outsourcing, because if it's all you, it's going to crush you. So that's a very easy one. Not an easy one to do, but it is as you set up all your systems.
You can do it more. So it might even just be adding another slot at the end of your videos, every single video, right at the end, that people can skip and go away. And it's like, the brand might not want that. Well, great. That's the cheaper slot for the people who don't want to pay for the prime time stuff.
That's a great point. Yeah, like having more slots in the video as well. Super powerful. And then a final one, which is, if your sales aren't great, consider hiring or working with a brand or talent manager. Now, A lot of people don't like this because they're like, they take too much money, but I like to think of it as it's money you never had. It's the same as way as affiliates work in like the land of software or business referrals work. It's money you never had. You would not have had it. So the fact that you're spending 30%, who cares? Don't worry about it. You made 70%, right? And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be hungry because they're incentivized by the 30%. They have to sell. So they're going to be out there selling while you're focusing on creating. So you do what you do best. They do what they do best. So if you're not a killer, which you need to be in sales, that could be an option as well. So it's like you have someone else doing the work for you. They start representing you, get better deals for you, and then just keep bringing them in. And you can just keep creating content and actually build a profitable business.
And if you think 30% is expensive, wait till you bring your business development in-house and you have to hire 2 people to do it. And then you'll realize what's really expensive. So yeah, it's not too bad. 20-30%, hands off. They come to you with deals. You choose yes or no. They follow up if the brand needs something from you, that has a question. Like a lot of it is handled for you. You're getting quite a bit for your money, and they can be good or bad. Don't get locked into any super long contracts. You could always just change your mind and say, I don't want any deals from you anymore. So it's pretty low risk to test as well. There's plenty of people out there that are worth testing that entire process with because you'll probably like it.
Yeah.
You're getting 70% of something you weren't getting before, and they're more comfortable asking for money. So it takes the creator side out, which is, I don't know if I can ask for that much. Like they know not only what that brand's paid for videos before, but they know what everyone else is paying for videos, what everyone's asking for videos based on views. They're much more mechanical about it. There's no emotional fear in what they're asking for. They know they'll get this. They can try for this. It's a much better way of doing it in some ways.
Yeah. Purely transactional. It's similar to like any kind of thing, like a real estate agent. They generally demand a better price for the house because in the end of the day, they're just fighting for a price. They don't care about anything emotional. It's like, I just want the highest price. You need to find a good brand or talent manager, but someone that is a weapon in sales. It's like, I just want more money because I make more money. Everyone's incentivized to win. And that's why it could be a good option as well. So we've met a lot of them as well who are just really cool people to work with. And you're like, their creators stay with them for a long time. So you know that they're doing a good job. All right. Well, that is just a quick run through of some of the things we've seen and thought about. Obviously, approaching being a creator as becoming a business, because that is the key thing here is how do you make money from doing what you do? How do you avoid burnout? You avoid burnout by having money so you can pay for other people to take some workload off so that you can focus on what you love doing and don't have to do all the tedious work. Find the things that take time, get rid of them, and then just try and produce better quality all the time so you can actually deliver the best product. Because when you deliver the best product, you're going to be able to demand a premium price.